Aquarius, hello and welcome to your Spring 2023 Shapeshift reading, where we're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the spring. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I am joined by the Energy Archaeology Oracle by Ashley Stinson. I chose this deck because it showcases the bones, the skeletal system. And when I think of spring, I'm thinking of like bones creaking and cracking and waking up, coming back to life. So, Aquarius, speaking of bones, Saturn has left your sign. How you doing? It's good. You've graduated in some way, you know, like Aquarius sun, Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon, whoever you are. It's good. It's been 3 years, hasn't it? Ooh. Okay, Aquarius, what is the shift for you here this spring? Great. Great. Yes. Okay. Yep. Yes. Okay. Let's look at this together. So we're kind of moving backwards in this shapeshift. I'm seeing this journey. You are shifting into refinement from right to left. And I'm doing that because of the way that the skull is facing towards the left. It's showing me that you, Aquarius, Saturn moving through your sign perhaps has taught you what resonance actually is. Here we're seeing resonance as the spinal column, and this snake slithering up the spinal column makes me think of you like feeling in the very core of you, from the tail to the top, all the way through what resonates, like what resonates with you all the way through. What is an absolute yes for you? And now that you've kind of learned what that is, you're able to refine your vision. We have the right orbital socket, your eye socket, in the center card showing up as visioning. And it's like this, it's similar to the informing card in this deck that a lot of other people have gotten. That's the left orbital socket. But it's more outward focused. It's more about like, okay, now I can envision what I want to create, or what I want to see, what I want to look like, what I want my life to look like. I can envision it and I can refine that vision. Not only like sense the resonance, which feels to me like what Saturn has. It's like Saturn's been moving up your spine. That's interesting. It's a really cool notion. Saturn's been moving up your spine, teaching you what is yes and what is no, what really resonates with you. And now that Saturn's moving into your second house for Aquarius risings, but for all of you, whatever house it's moving into in Pisces, it's helping you to refine the vision, to get more specific. Okay, that's really nice. So look at the ankles. You know, the ankles are made up of a ton of tiny little bones, and they all fit together just so. And when you twist or tweak and that shit gets like a little bit off, man, you feel it, you know it, you know, like you're hobbling when that refinement of placement is just a little bit off. I'm also thinking about the ankles and how they support you in your steps to help you choose where to step very specifically, and how like you need a lot of flexibility in your feet, in the little intrinsic bones in your feet and in your ankles. You need as much flexibility as you need support. If your ankles are all support and no flexibility, you're gonna walk like this, you know, like you're gonna barely be able to flex your foot and it's gonna be stiff. And of course that now we're moving up the body to the calves, which Aquarius rules. Interesting. Aquarius rules the calf muscles. Tight calves lead to inflexible ankles because you're just like, you know, like do a little flexibility test, like kick your little foot out here and do it with me. I can't lift it high enough to get in the camera because hips are another reading, I guess, but like flex your ankle, pull it back, point it forward, point it back. I swear this motion has come into like Aries reading, Capricorn reading, somebody else. So give yourself a little test on that. And then also like considering strength, considering the things that hold and help support the ankles so that you can step confidently and specifically over lots of different type of terrain. And maybe that is what Saturn has really been working on you with, because the last 3 years, we've been thrown a lot of terrain many of us have never traversed. I've never lived through a global pandemic. I know other generations have. But that's a first for me, and I'm sure it's a first for many of you. This is new terrain, and we need strong yet flexible, adaptable ankles to be able to traverse that, to walk that path. And so something here has become more flexible and stronger through you understanding your own resonance, your own intrinsic yes and no. Saturn has probably taught you that through some hard lessons. And now that you know your yeses specifically, you get to refine that vision for what you want to create. And you get to get very specific now. You are shifting into refinement, Aquarius. Get so specific about what you want, because with Saturn leaving your sign, the limits perhaps, this is kind of an interesting idea. If Saturn's leaving your sign, the Saturnian limitations are lifting, which means you better get real specific about what you want, you know, and like what you're trying to do, because the limits may really lift and lighten, making it feel a lot more possible for you to do that. And the way that you get specific and the way that you refine what it is that you want is actually through limitation. So there's this interesting thing where the limits may be lifting in your life, but you better use limitation properly to refine and get very specific parameters about what you are doing and how you see things and what you want to create. Let's do a little reading. Let's see what let's get Ashley Stinson in on the conversation, since she did make this deck after all. Let's look at the visioning card, because I'm curious about these whales. You see the whale situation? There's all these whales like wafting up. Pisces. Interesting, like they look like they're traveling through the air. So Saturn like traveling through the air of Aquarius and now entering the waters of Pisces with the whale has really changed and shifted your vision. And maybe even that ingress, I wonder for you Aquarius, how, and like really I wonder, all you Aquarians watching, how has that felt? Saturn leaving your sign. You know, I know it might be like pretty early yet, but like, tell me, find me on Instagram. If you're not on the shifting space, find me at Unseen Hands Tarot on Instagram and like, tell me how that has felt. I'm so curious. If you're in the shifting space, just go to the exchange Discord and like, let me know. Because I think on March 7th, Saturn moved into Pisces and left your sign for the first time in 3 years. maybe the vision shifted. How did that change your vision? How did that change what you're envisioning? Not only that, but the vision you've been holding in your head, but like, how did it change how you see? Okay. Because as the vision changes, then you need to keep refining. It's like this cycle of like, okay, sensing for resonance as the vision changes, or like if the resonance of something changes for you, then the vision needs to be refined, you know? That's cool. That's cool because you generally like, okay, here's a vision, like, or a resonance. I like this. I like this thing. That is resonance, right? This thing feels good to me. And so you begin to develop a vision around the thing that resonates. And then as you get into it a little bit, and as you like actually spinal column experience it in your being, you get to go, oh, okay, well, actually, this still feels good, but this doesn't. And so you start refining the resonance, which continues to refine the vision. And the more you do something, the more you embody something and live in it, the more refined it gets. Yes. Yes, we're honing in on something here, Aquarius. You're honing in. That's cool. Okay. What does Ashley Stinson say about visioning? You are the one who creates and stewards the vision for your life. Allow yourself to be guided by what others cannot see. Exactly, because you're being guided by your resonance. Other people can't see that. They can't see your spine, and neither can you, but you can feel it. The moon, the full moon present in that. Interesting, Saturn's ingress was on the Virgo full moon. Okay? It's not about what others can see. It's about what you see based on what you feel. Allow yourself to be guided by what others cannot see. That's cool. There's a lush, rich inner world made up of your unique desires, motivations, perspectives, and energetic resonance. That is a guiding force in your life. When inspired and activated, this inner world flows into a vision that may seem wholly incongruous with the world around you. You are the only one who can see it, who can see what you see in the way you see it. However, this inner world can be devoid of context. And context is meaningful because, whoa, snow falling off the roof. Context is meaningful because it's how you fit into your world and your boxes. You're meant to be informed by context, not constrained by it. Interesting that we were talking about limitation and how maybe the context can help you refine your vision. That can be part of the parameters, but it doesn't have to be a totally limiting force or like constrainment. It is, after all, merely the circumstances that form the setting for an event, a statement, or an idea, and the meaning you assign to it. That's context. If you're not mindful, you can create an entire life within this box. Mindfully shift the context of your life so your vision can overflow and you can move graciously in alignment with it. Okay, that's so... Now we're getting into something here, thank you, Ashley, about like putting your intrinsic internal resonance into the context of your vision out in the world, and like in the world that you're actually living in, and like the environments you're in, the people you're with, you know, that's your context. And let that help refine how you walk, embody, step through into that vision. Yes. Aquarius, we got to get into this now. Ooh, it's getting good. Okay, I'm going to use the Fifth Spirit Tarot and Octospam Oracle, some other stuff now, and we're going to get into this reading. So if it's been resonating with you so far and you'd like to continue the reading with me and get clearer, more specific on what this stuff is, refine, if you will, the meaning in the cards, then I invite you into the shifting space. This is an online community of people that follow these shift readings and investigate them with me through the seasons. We see how these readings are resonating individually, but also collectively, how they're resonating with us as a community. We watch readings together. We share insights. We share card readings. It's really fun. If that sounds like something you'd be into, click the link below, unseenhandstarot.com/join, and you can read about the shifting space. And if it's the right thing for you, then I'll see you for the rest of this reading.